Yo, yo, yo. Hey, it's September 30th, around 6 a.m. Central Time around me. And I just want to make a quick video, pop this one out here before market. I'm going to go run to the gym after this. I'm drinking a giant glass of water. And then I'm going to take my pre-workout so I can get massive pumps. Oh man. But yeah, so what I wanted to do was just talk about what I'm looking for going into today's trading day, just in case it wasn't clear on my video from last night. Because the yesterday evening, the videos after market, I will admit, do come from a more sentimental and emotional place, rather than like just this measured, like very specific approach. So I just want to be short and sweet here. I don't want to talk too much. If you want to know more about like some of the larger things that I talk about here that I don't go into detail about, you can watch that video. I'll have it tagged in the top right here for you to click on. But anyway, what I'm looking for in the short term is bears are going to be looking to push this thing down. They got their test of the bottom of the golden pocket, which is sitting at $37.35 here. It'd be easier if I switch the side for this moment. Thank you guys for all the support, by the way, on the channel. It's been crazy. So anyway, yeah, so you can see your fibs now on the right. They got their break of the golden pocket down below here, the $37.35 level. So now we're down to $35.54. In pre-market, we're a little bit up, but I don't really pay attention to pre and post market. So yeah, what I'm expecting here is basically an extension of a C wave. So that's what I'm counting it as. Now, getting used to the computer, but I'm not all the way there. I'm still on the mobile thing. So yeah, I guess you count wave 1, 2, and it doesn't really 4, 5, right? And then, so what bears are going to be trying to do here, and I think they're going to succeed because volume's so low. It seems like bulls are just kind of letting bears do what they're going to do. So, do your worst. So maybe this is A now, B, and then maybe C finishes out here at the 786, which is $34.05. And with depending on the ABC that you get, you can't have basically a 5-wave built into it like this, and it's still a ABC correction. So it's not anything necessarily to worry about. I'm going to do another video after this one that I'm going to post probably in the middle of the trading day, where I go over some bearish scenarios and what bears may or may not be looking for from a technical aspect that's going to make them feel more resilient, and the types of things that they, like, and when I say makes them feel, like, I'm not going to make them feel more resilient. I'm just going to reference things that would make them feel stronger. But you have to realize that euphoria is euphoria, no matter which way you cut it. And we are in a bullish market. This, not only AMC, but just the market in general has been crazy bullish, right? The craziest bull run ever the past 10 years. And we can talk about the economics of that, but as long as we're still in that crazy bull run, bears are in an uphill battle on most stocks, right? That's the reality for bears right now. Until that changes, until that trend changes, most stocks do have the advantage to the upside. So I'm looking for this retracement here to the $34.05 level. I feel like it's almost necessary at this point that we go down here to prove ourselves. And if we don't, right, what happens is you're going to start having this kind of sideways action. And the reason that I don't think that that's good is because when you have a potential falling wedge here, potential falling wedge. Sorry, I just want to reiterate that it's potential. It's not a falling wedge until it breaks to the upside. That's how it works. All patterns are that way, okay? Till we get a breakout, a break based on it, it's not a falling wedge. It just isn't. But potential. So from now on, when I talk about this on this channel, I'm talking about it as potential. Okay. So if you don't get this quick move to the downside, as I referenced, like in the next couple days, right? It has to happen in the next couple days, in my opinion. Couple trading days. Oh, okay. We got one more day in the. Maybe this is when it happens. Then you don't really. What's gonna happen is we're just gonna like trade at the bottom of the golden pocket, the golden ratio, and I just don't know if like you're gonna break out of this thing really excited. Like you're just gonna have this like, and then that gives you more opportunity for like this slower downward move, which would almost be like a trend shift, right? Which would look like bears would start to go, oh look, maybe we are in a bearish trend. Maybe you know, this trend line or something like that is what's being respected. Obviously, I'm just drawing this very roughly, okay? But you get the idea. Oh yeah, look, we're still underneath our bear trend, right? So you don't want to give bears that. You want this sort of okay. Let's fucking no. Watch my language. Sorry, YouTube gods. Let's break down here, test it, and get it over with. See what happens, right? Because if we got to go lower, let's just go lower. Sorry, I know that's not very exciting for people to hear, but look, man, when you're an investor and you're in this thing and you have a certain belief about it, to me, I look at it as a fight, and I'm like, okay, you want to go there? Let's go. Let's go see what happens, right? Let's go down to $28.83 again and see who wins, right? Do bears have the juice to take this thing lower than that? Little preview of what that would look like. Then what the bears start to think, because that would reset your wave count, first of all. I don't think that that's likely. I just don't, right? But then they basically will have to prove themselves again that this wasn't a double bottom and that wouldn't be a triple bottom. Bulls would get some steam at that point. Like I highly doubt that you just break 28.83 and you just continue going down. It doesn't happen very often. And based on my history, and again, I'm not here to predict the future. It absolutely could happen. Notice I said it doesn't happen often, right? But that means that it could happen. It does happen. So, what they would be looking at then is they'd be thinking, okay, maybe wave 1, 2, I don't know, 3, 4, and then this is your 5. See, even then, because it's got to be kind of the same length as the 1. Maybe you break lower. Looks like that could be the same distance, right? Yeah. And then so then they go, oh, we got a lower low, right? Which is pretty saucy. I'm not gonna lie. Like that would be pretty good play for them. Shortly after that, you'd probably see some bullish correction. You'd really, really want to be getting back above this trend line and shifting this back and getting a higher high off of this after that. If you don't do that, you're gonna have an extended bear period. Look, maybe this is the bear video. I didn't want to make the bear video pre-market. You know what? I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post this a little bit later. So well, now you know that, but I didn't know that whenever I started recording that. So hopefully you think that's funny. But I don't want to open the day with a bearish video because people, I don't know. I don't want people to be all up in wraps if we do break down. So pretend like I already knew what was going on so far today. All right. So anyway, you really want to break back above this trend line kind of thing, and then basically what that would be another reversal, which would this would be like crazy. The emotions tied to this would be nuts. And then you'd have this 5, which is totally possible. I mean, you know, this sort of thing. See, the thing is about this previous run, and look, I don't want AMC to be in a box, right? Like AMC, it is good to compare it to itself, but it also, you don't want to just like box it in and say, oh, this is the only stock in the world, so we only compare it to itself, and it can only do what it's done in the past year, right? So, because that's not how things work. But like you had this ABC, right? Um, Corrective back up. You could probably count it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but obviously this is a more bearish time. And then see this flatness here? This is the type of stuff that, like, when you don't have, this is how you can tell that bears didn't really have what it takes, right? Because they don't, this isn't like a 5-wave down. And that's what kept, and really this is actually what kind of made me get in, is that I saw this kind of weakness from bears. Like I was just like, oh, look at that, you know? Um, maybe I would have been looking at it like, I don't really remember the exact pattern that I was looking. Usually it's not patterns, right? Usually I have like a fundamental reason, and then I start looking at patterns and stuff. But like this just isn't like, oh, okay. Well, this is a, right? This is a falling wedge of sorts, or it's just not really convincing bearish action. That's what I'll say, right? Yeah, this is certainly a falling wedge. So it's just like, okay, maybe AMC's got a shot here. This is probably, I know that I bought like around here, and then but I also bought around here, and I kind of rode this peak out. And I said, okay, I bought here, rode this out, and then when this happened, I was like, okay. And then I started to buy when it started to shift up here. Like I was like, okay, this is a wedge. I remember that now. This is a wedge. I started buying, boom, 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 and then it kind of blew up here, and I said, oh snap, something's about to happen. But it was a breakout, right? I was like, I'm gonna wait for this retest. I waited for the retest, didn't get it, and then boom, rocket ship, right? So I was like, all right, cool. um, yeah, that's exactly what happened. And look, man, similarly, I, you want to keep establishing higher lows, right? That's what you want to remain bullish. So I don't know. Maybe I will post it pre-market. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna post it pre-market. So now you're super confused if you're watching this like early, because you're like, you heard me in the middle of the video like, wait, didn't he say that he was gonna release it? Oh man, didn't he say that he was gonna release it later in the day? It's fucking 8 in the morning. Dave, the video's out. The market hasn't even opened. But yeah, all right. Sorry, I was just talking. So what happened? What saved AMC is that even if it did create a lower high here, right? This lower high, which I'll turn red, it still managed to hold on to higher lows, right? And that's what makes it so, and that's where you get that wedge, right? Where you go, oh, the price is going down really hard, but, and like we got a lower high, but look, we got higher lows, right? That's where price starts to shift around. And this is a little bit shorter term, so it's a little bit different. Right? Because it's an ABC correction versus like, okay. So I don't want to explain it. I'll explain it a different time. But basically, because it's an ABC correction off of a 5-wave count like this, rather than like this insanity that was going on over here, where clearly the trend was shifting to be bearish, and it's just a longer term thing. Like this is after a 5-wave ABC, like long term. So that's where so basically what I'm looking for then is, because I know what you're thinking. Maybe if you've been following the channel, you're probably thinking, well, Dave, this falling wedge has lower lows and lower highs, but it's because it's an ABC correction off of a 5-wave impulse up. That's normal. It's supposed to be like that. This is a longer term kind of indecisive period where and so sorry. Okay, I'm talking too much. Simple, okay? As long as we're higher lows, like I said earlier in the video, that is relatively bullish. Now, if this extends down and it gets lower than the $28 that we had before, right? If we do that, well then bulls are going to have to come out and play. You can't just keep lollygagging at that point, right? Like, it has to happen. Like, bulls will have to come in, buy the stock, and move the price up. I know what you're thinking. Also, if you're part of the ape community, you're probably like, David, we're buying the stock. We own 80% of the float. I get it. What I'm saying is that from a technical standpoint, okay, traders, future investors, these sorts of the new money, which is what you want. You want new money, right? This is what they're going to be thinking before they enter, whether they're technical analysts or not. A lot of them are these days, especially. They're going to be thinking, why isn't the price getting support at and keeping higher highs? Well, that means that it's bearish. I don't really want to invest in that, right? See this right here? Move this here. Lower lows, right? And that's why I was watching this and I was going, falling wedge. See this? Right? So falling wedges can show their asses in a few different ways. But here you go. So I was calling this. I probably started calling this thing in like the middle of July. Whenever we got the support here, I said, "Oh, hold on, maybe we got falling wedge here." And if you guys were following me at the time, I just couldn't stop talking about the falling wedge. Is it gonna work? And then it did, right? We popped out of it, came back, retested, and then boom. I was like, ooh, this is that good stuff. And then we came back down, and then we were like, slow motion coming up here. I said, hold on. And I actually was doing it on a shorter, I don't know if you guys remember, but I was doing it on a shorter, I think my first video I talked about this. A shorter one, but in reality, it was this longer rising wedge. And I just could feel it. I could feel this happening. And I was like, this just doesn't feel right. I'll do the rising wedge in red so it's easier to see. Video is way longer than I thought it was gonna be. Sorry. Not I mean, don't tell me to stop saying sorry, okay? Like, please. It makes me frustrated. All right. But anyway, in the first video I said, man, I missed this. So this is probably going to be a bigger move down. I think that I might have posted it here. Yeah. That's when I did it. And I was like, so I think this is going to be a bigger move down. I remember, dude, I was sending it. Shout out to JP. That's Merc Trades on Twitter. John John Hollowalk on Twitter and JB Stocks _ on Twitter. We got a group text between us. And I sent this to them. I said, it was after this big red day. It came down here. I said, fuck. And I sent them the chart. I said, big falling wedge. I was posting it all over Twitter. Big falling wedge. I mean, rising wedge. Big rising wedge. Not good. Not good. And everybody was like, calm down, man. We're at $52, dude. We've been running. And I'm like, no, this is bad. It's going to go down. So, that was funny. Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but now it's kind of funny to think back because, like, I was telling him, like, And everybody on Twitter was like, "Why are you fudding? Why are you spreading FUD? You're scaring everybody." And then JP and JB and John were like, "Oh, you don't know that," and blah blah blah. I could just tell. I could feel the price rolling over. I could feel it, man. Feel it. Anyway, so yeah, man. Like, look, my conviction as it stands here is the same thing as it was. I called this big move, and this is where where I make my bread. Okay, AMC or not AMC. These shifts in sentiment, this is what I'm good at, man. Like, this is what I'm good at. And does that mean that I'm 100%? Does that mean that I'm going to get it every time? No. But I called this, I said, this is when I really started charting AMC hard because I really wanted to understand what was going on with it. Because I didn't really care that much, honestly. Like, I bought back here and I just was like, well, whatever. And when it ran, I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. I didn't sell anything. And I was like, it ran back down. I said, okay. I started charting it, trying to figure it out. Um, but then, once this happened here, I said, oh, we got a falling wedge. So from a technical standpoint, I was calling this for weeks. I was like, yo, this is the shift. We're gonna shift with this falling wedge. This is good. And I was bearish, actually. I was bearish back here at like July, mid-July kind of thing. Probably 30, about where we are. 35, blah, blah, blah. Yo, that was like my first shit that really got me going on Twitter. And I'm not like I'm not proud of that. I'm not happy, but like it was people just being mad at me because I was like, dude, it's going to 25. This thing's going to 25, man. Like, I'm telling you, like, blah blah blah. And then when it did this move right here, and then it was like doing this. It was settling up here and stuff. I said, oh, it's a falling wedge. No, I changed my mind. It came back down here. It tested, came back up. I said, yeah, we breaking out of this. Boom. And then the next macro move was this. And look, I charted this thing perfectly. Dude, if you followed me on Twitter, you saw point by point, man. I called every day on this. I knew what was going to happen. And then this happened, and I was like, no, it's a rising wedge. So I was a little late to this party, man. Like, it was breaking down to the bottom. It came back down and tested this. This is when I said, oh, it's going to be more downside. Like, we were still on the wedge. And I was like, but we got that bull trend that everybody was looking at before from last time. Let me pull that up just so you guys know what I'm talking about. I think it was like this. Boom. Yeah, like this, basically. Like this. And it's not touching here, but give me a break, okay? Dude, people on YouTube are like trend line Nazis. You guys realize that, like, yeah, the trend line has like significance, but it's really more like a region, right? Like, it's like a general move up. Like, it doesn't have to, like, it can break below it. It can not touch and be still valid. Like, it's not, it's just a general, man, people on YouTube, dude. I understand, like, some of you guys are like just technical gods and stuff, but you got to understand that it's just a trend. It's not like not the Bible. But anyway, I was like, yeah, but we got this bull trend. And it was kind of more like this, the way I had it drawn. Because I remember these candles, like this one closing above it. I was like, oh shit. And then it closed below it like this. I said, damn, we're going down. But yeah, so look, man, in the short term, we're looking for that pop down like this to the level that I was talking about before. What was that? Yeah, to that 34-ish kind of range. And then yeah, and then really what that's going to do for us too, what it could do for us is it could establish a new trend. And listen to the language I'm using here, guys. It it potentially could establish this as a new long-term trend line, just like we were using this trend line. Everybody was using this trend line off of 1 and 2 major touches, right? The first touch before the January run, the second touch before the June run. Just like we were using this on 2 touches. If we just maybe break a little bit below here, pop up, well, this has just as much validity as the other trend line did. And so now you're going, okay, this was confirmed. Sorry. falling wedge. Boom, right? Just like this. And look, man, if I redraw the wedge and stuff, I talked about this in the last video. It doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be perfect every time. It's like it changes, but it's still a wedge. If this thing breaks lower like this, like it breaks down below here, it's still a wedge, right? It's still a wedge. So I don't know. Like I'm just kind of, it just confuses me kind of like, because I'm just like, it would still be a wedge. It still would be a wedge. I can shift the lines. This is a potential wedge. It's not a wedge until it breaks out. So anyway, all right. I'm just having fun. Sorry. It's early in the morning. I feel good. I'm ready to go to the gym. Pumped up about the day. You know, we'll see some. I'm looking for some downside. I'll be honest with you. Like, but I think it'll be good. I think the .786 is good, man. Like proving yourself on a .786, dude. Coming back up, getting that higher high again, dude. That's bullish. People are gonna be, all the people that are crying and talking about how it's going to $10, whatever. They're gonna be like, we're going to the moon as soon as we cross 52, man. As soon as we say that, as soon as we cross it, dude. Everybody that gave up is feeling beaten down. You ain't heard me give up. I'm still out here holding. I'll be out here holding down here. If it goes there, I don't think it will though. But yeah, so anyway, this video went way longer than I wanted it to, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you gained something from it. If you didn't watch the whole thing, whatever, it's cool. Maybe, well, you wouldn't hear me if you didn't watch the whole thing, would you? But yeah, anyway, you guys take it easy, man. Don't let this stock stress you out. And if this stock is stressing you out, bro, reassess the amount of risk that you're taking in it and put yourself in a position to have a healthy relationship with this stock. If you love the stock, right? Like a lot of people say they do. If you love the stock, like I love the stock. I love this stock. I love the way it trades. I love everything about it. I love all the drama that comes with it. I love the all the like theories and the cycle theory. I love everything about this, man. And this thing can go down and I'm still going to enjoy the journey, right? This is a journey, man. Enjoy what you have with this, because I think it's so special that there's a community that's being built around this stock, man. So and hopefully we're building our own little community, you know, based on, you know, my style of technical analysis and stuff like that, and I can continue to teach people and, you know, moving forward. And but before then, hopefully AMC takes us to the moon, you know what I'm saying? Oh man. All right, I'm gonna go get ready for the gym. You guys take it easy. Have a good rest of your day. And whatever happens with the price action, even if we break below here and we go down and we test, we creep into this $30 range, $28 range, dude, no matter what, just know that I'm still going to come back and I'm going to give you what to look for. I'm going to give you that bullish case and I'm going to give you that brief bear case, because I'm a bull on the stock and I will be, right? If we got to be short-term bearish and we got to do all this stuff, that's fine, man. I'm still along for the ride. So that being said, I appreciate you guys so much. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll be on Twitter having you guys tell me how I don't know how to how to chart. All right, you guys take it easy.